Hello everyone. So Saturn went retrograde today, July 13th at about 12:30 this morning, Central Daylight Time. And it's going to stay that way until around November 28th at 1:24 a.m. Central Daylight Time. All of these readings are meant to help you understand what the different themes or energies going on for this retrograde are going to look like. I do recommend watching all 12, especially as each sign pertains to the house in which it rules for you and your birth chart. All right, at the very least, I hope you watch your big three. With that said, I'm using the deck of many things, my hand-drawn cards, and the Darkwood Tarot, and then I'm going to pull some guidance from the Magical Spirit Oracle for each sign. I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into the messages. All right, Scorpio. Let's see what is going on with your energy for this Saturn retrograde cycle. All right, Scorp. So you've got an interesting reading. The deck of many things is from the world of D&D, okay? And the Idiot, which is your primary card, means you lose at least one intelligence point. However, losing the intelligence point, you also gain a wondrous item and tons of experience. Tons. It's asking you if you are willing to lose what you think you know as far as knowledge, to let yourself be a beginner in order to gain something that is truly divine. A wondrous item in real life could be a spiritual gift. It could be a spiritual person. It's a magical item. A magical 3D thing that you can see and touch and use to help you with this battle of life. Are you willing to be a student and learn something new in the realm of soul? Can you trust a foundation that is being built? Can you trust the foundation that you have built? And that it's good enough to keep building on. The foundation that you have created for yourself, are there cracks? Are there weaknesses? And if you continue to build on that foundation, the more you build, the more insecure or unstable the structure becomes. It could collapse. Spirit's asking you to go back to beginner's mind in order to bring in divinity, to really help that foundation be so solid that you could build an extraordinary life. Extraordinary. Wondrous. The Nine of Wands is here with the Devil. And this Nine of Wands card has been coming out. The Devil is Capricorn energy. It's Saturn, right? This is Saturn retrograde. These two cards. This jester here breaks the fourth wall. He's locked up in jail. And he's looking right at you. He's looking right at you. Like, let's get distracted. Let's get distracted. The boy on the card with the Devil is looking right at the Devil. And the Devil doesn't have the chains around his neck yet. But he could. Matter of fact, he's waiting for the opportunity to put that chain on. As soon as that boy gets distracted, the first thing the Devil's going to do is pop that chain around his neck, like, you're mine. You're going to end up in jail just like this idiot here. There's a part of you that thinks you know, the way, thinks you know the truth, thinks you know something. And what you think you know is going to get you stuck inside this toxic attachment that you have. And that could be an attachment to anything. It could be an attachment to an addiction. It could be an attachment to pain. It could be an attachment to suffering. It could be attachment to a wound or a belief system that's not serving you. Right? We've got the Judgment card here. That's your card. Scorpio's card. Pluto's card. With the Queen of Pentacles. The dark heart space and the light heart space, right? Two feminine energies. And your shadow feminine, that which receives pain, is trying to lull the light heart that wants joy and bliss and beauty to sleep. They're walking, dancing in a graveyard. There's hands reaching up out of the ground. The dead. The darkness in you that only knows pain is trying to lull the part of you that believes in love and life to sleep. We have the Queen of Pentacles here, and she's rooted to her throne, rooted to it. There's vines and roots literally wrapping around her legs, keeping her stuck on that throne. This is mine. This is my throne, and I'm not going to get off my throne. This is mine. This manifestation is mine, and mine alone. Everything I've built is mine. I'm not going to share it. Right? The Queen of Pentacles is fixed earth energy. It's Taurean energy. It's your opposite sign. Being in that possessiveness is not going to serve you. Being fixed and not wanting to evolve, not wanting to transcend where you're at. The light of Scorpio, right? Transcendence. Rebirth. You're going to get stuck in your manifestation all by yourself. We got the Queen of Wands with the Hermit, and the Knight of Wands here with the Star. And I feel like there's a very passionate part of you that wants to do the deep dive, that wants to see inside the shadows, right? That wants to go deep into the cave and find your masculine energy, your high masculine emperor energy right under that. But you've got to figure out what it is you want to receive. What vision do you want to receive? And you've got to let that vision of what you truly want to receive light a fire under your ass so that you can heal it. So that you can heal what is in the way of you having it. Whatever wounds, whatever toxic addiction it is that you have. Your inner child, right? That took on wounds from your parents, where you were silenced and made to feel like you were not important. You have to be able to change your fate with this, the Wheel of Fortune with the Hanged Man, and see something from a different point of view, a spiritual perspective. You've got to get out of the chrysalis and spread your wings. You've got to be able to demushify yourself and get back to a solid place spiritually. You can't let your demons win. You can't let the pain lull you to sleep and make you feel like there is no such thing as joy. There is no such thing as love. There is no such thing as peace. There is no such thing as safety. There is no such thing as being seen and being valued and being worthy. Can you forget what you think you know in order to gain so much more? Because right now you're dealing with a whole lot of baggage. And that baggage is what's in the way of your dream. That's what's in the way of your dream. You have this thing where you see the potential in people and you try and bring it out of them, but you fail to see the potential within yourself. And I think you might even be avoiding people sitting on that throne. This is my throne. This is my creation. This is who I am. I'm not going to change. Okay, then. It's going to be a very lonely throne in a graveyard with the devil's chain around your neck, feeling like an idiot because you didn't fucking get it. The healing. You didn't tip into that phoenix energy of yours that you are truly capable of. Great change. There is no sign, no fixed sign better suited to change than Scorpio. You might have quite a fiery person or a spiritual person in your reality, that Queen of Wands, who's a hermit. Maybe deep diving into the cave and searching for the demons inside the darkness to excommunicate them is their forte. You got to take a page out of their book. Change fate. Deep dive. Be willing to admit that maybe you have been or shown spiritual ignorance up until now. Spiritual ignorance. And maybe it is time for you to be a student of soul, a student of spirit, a student of divinity, forgetting what you think you know so that you can build the most solid foundation there is to build life on. I think with the Wheel of Fortune, I don't think this person's going to stick around long. I don't. They're mutable earth with the Hermit energy, which means they're willing to change and flow with what they're doing. And they can change and flow in your direction, or they could change and flow in another direction. That is dependent on you. If you're busy listening to a toxic lullaby, stuck in this is mine and I don't believe in better, well, good luck. Good luck. Because they're going to move on. They're going to move on. They're not going to wait around. What's the guidance card, please, for Scorpio? For the Saturn retrograde cycle. What divine advice do they need in their highest good? What card above all others for Scorpio, please? All right, we got two. The Protectress and the Witch. Cards 9 and card 41. The Protectress. Your energy is valuable. Protect it well. Strength, boundaries, and amulet. And the Witch. I wasn't always like this, you know. I had to create who I am. The Witch is the creatrix, the lotus flower, and free will. Let's read some of this for you. The Protectress. Strength, boundaries, amulet, inner child. I am spiritually and energetically protecting myself. Spiritually and energetically protecting myself. It says, your strength and self-magic are desired and admired by people who unconsciously or consciously seek to leech this energy from you, as they have not cultivated it within themselves. They don't mean this maliciously. They live filled with fear and insecurity, while you are in a space of self-trust and connection. They have not yet overcome certain obstacles as you have, or received the inner gifts that come with that. Be precious with your energy, which fuels your peace, creativity, dreams, life ideas, happiness, etc. And set fierce boundaries. Energy is a high form of currency, just as time is, and it must not be wasted on insignificant things or undeserving people. This can create stagnation. Your heart is very open right now, but you also need the balance of your mind. Use both tools for full activation. You have gained a lot of strength and love for others, but this doesn't mean you need to tap into that reservoir so often, warrior. Your spirit needs rest, play, joy, creation, and time to just be. This is where it thrives. Protect your soul's need for childlike play and rejuvenation. Protect your inner child. Protect your inner child. Let them pick flowers and daydream instead of having to be the only one that is strong. Sometimes others can unintentionally cast curses when they have feelings of jealousy toward us. Again, they don't mean this maliciously. They are in a space of lack and scarcity, where the ego convinces us that there isn't enough. There may be someone you need to protect yourself from, whether spiritually, psychologically, or energetically. Not to worry. You can easily do this. Harness protective amulet energy. An amulet or talisman is an object, either natural or man-made, endowed with special powers to protect or bring good fortune when kept near. So you gotta understand, Scorp, when you're in your power, when you're in your strength, there are people who knowingly or unknowingly are going to try and siphon off your energy or take up too much of your time or invade your space, right? Invade your psychic space. You have to have healthy boundaries. And I think that maybe you've been through a process before where your energy was truly invaded, where you were giving a lot of time and energy to someone who truly didn't deserve the kind of energy you were giving. And so now you're like, this is mine, my creation, my energy, mine. But you don't necessarily have to go to that extreme. Like, you can welcome people in and set firm as fuck boundaries. Like, this is the time I'm willing to give you. This is the energy I'm willing to give you, and when. And this time and this amount is time I take for myself and myself alone, and I do not want you to infringe on it. Right? Healthy boundaries. Like, you can be interested in people, interested in a situation or circumstance. You could want to be a part of it. Just know you have to have healthy boundaries with it. Because your inner child requires you to have fun and play, to be curious. Like, even the other day, I was talking to somebody who I've known for years, although we've been disconnected for a lot of it. But we were catching up the other day, and I kind of let him know, like, I enjoy talking to you. I would like to talk to you more, but right now I think this is how I'm going to spend my night, and that's exactly what I decided I was going to do. Like, you can message me, but I'll get to it when I get to it. This is what I'm doing right now. You know, I've got a Venus in Scorpio. I've got a South Node and a Pluto in Scorpio. I've got Fortune and Juno and White Moon Selene in Scorpio. I've got my Fortune in Scorpio. I'm loaded in Scorpionic energy. I really am. I've got so much Scorpio in my chart. But that's exactly it. You know, I'm open and willing to let people in my space, but not at any detriment to myself, right? I can't be putting off what brings the passion to my soul, what lights me up, my inner child, what I'm drawn to, because I didn't create a healthy boundary when, well, why not? Why not have a healthy boundary? It's so necessary. You know what I mean? The protectress, protect your energy. Share what you want to share, when you want to share it. And don't let your energy or your manifestation get depleted. Right? Scorpio is known to sacrifice the self, to sabotage the self. It's something that has to be learned and healed through. God knows, I have learned so much with Venus in Scorpio, because I will love beyond death. It's conjunct my Saturn in Sag, because my Venus in Scorpio is at 28 degrees. My Saturn's at 1 degree Sag. I love forever. I love forever. And I'm willing to go to great lengths to love whoever it is that I love. Great lengths. Sacrificing myself because I love them. Putting myself off because I love them. It has not gotten me anywhere but the dang graveyard. Been there. Been there, done that. Whatever your scorpionic energy is, you have to learn where it is you sacrifice yourself. If you are a Scorpio moon, you sacrifice your feelings. You sacrifice your feelings and you sacrifice your intuition to your detriment. You have to learn to get that in check. If you are a Scorpio sun, you sacrifice your ego, you sacrifice your pride, you sacrifice your creation, your creatability, because you're serving the ego of others to your detriment. You're boosting their ego to the shattering of your own. Why do you do it? This is where the deep dig goes, because you're going to keep doing it unless you figure out where the root is, where the root cause is. Why do you feel this need to hostile, protect the self? Like everybody is an enemy. Not everybody is an enemy. But if you don't create a healthy boundary, anybody could be an enemy. And it's not because they were that from the gate. It's because your wounds made it so. Your unhealed self made it so. This is where you got to do the deep dive and check your foundation, right? Let's get into the witch. Card number 41. Creatrix, lotus flower, hermit, free will. All right, so this is that hermit energy that we were talking about. We got synchronistic words now, right? We've got synchronistic words now. The affirmation: I am a powerful creator and alchemize who I am. In a world full of princesses, she is a witch. This card is an omen that you have an extra power to alter your fate at this time, to create something new for yourself and your life, to give yourself space from the world so you can do so, to go deeper and learn the ways of spirit. This is not the traditional hermit card, but it is similar. This is the witch or creatrix card that tells us we are meant for greater things. The magic that can happen when she creates instead of destroys. The creatrix is the witch who lives alone, who spends her time in solitude and is content to do so, perfecting the art of making potions and performing alchemy, drawing her visions and casting spells, discovering new ways of magic and transcribing them in her own book. She is beautiful in a strange, dark, and unusual way, though she couldn't care less about her appearance. She is the cat in the night and doesn't care to be seen. Occasionally, she offers magical aid or channels wisdom to a lost soul in need. She would rather not unless spirit insists or gives her signs to do so. Then she will begrudgingly abide by that, helping the desperate wanderer who winds up at her door. Either it was their destiny to find her, or they heard rumors of her beauty and power. So they went on a quest to find her, though she will reject all lovers because she deems them unworthy until the day she meets a force as wild and magical as she is. And even then, she may still reject them. Spirit has become her greatest friend and is a strong force within her. The creatures of nature keep her company and alert her when others are near. She comes from a troubled past of which she does not speak. Born in darkness and created from nothingness, the witch was doomed for life to be the hag of the swamp, the one who typically abandons good for evil, who steals innocent souls to stay alive for centuries. But instead, she decided to become something else. A secret third thing. A thing which, up until now, had not existed. The creatrix. You have the power of the witch at this time. Write down your intentions that you wish to cast upon your life and destiny. Light a candle and write 5 important intentions you would like to set for yourself, your life, the world, and or your loved ones. Really, Scorpio, either you are the witch, or you have called the witch in, whether you realized it or not. The witch is the hermit. She's a loner. She loves solitude. That's what she does. She wasn't always like this. She had to create who she was, right? She is the lotus flower, the beauty that bloomed from the mud. And if you called to the witch with your energy, she showed up to help you, to teach you. Hell, if you meet her on her level, it's possible that she would partner with you. That's a power couple right there. The thing is, most people don't actually rise to meet the witch on their level. They fear it. They fear spirit. They fear the connection. They fear soul. Ignorance is bliss is bullshit to the witch. But ignorance is familiar to everybody else. And if they suffer, well, at least they're used to it. The witch says you don't have to suffer, though. You don't have to suffer, though. You're being asked to protect yourself, to protect your energy, and the witch has been called in to teach you to do that. But you have to be willing to integrate it. You have to be able to go back to beginner's mind and be the student and let this creatrix teach you. Because what you gain is light powerful enough to destroy your demons. The flames is under that. The devils in your life, the people who would rob you of your energy and put you in that devastatingly detrimental state, putting you in that void, that soulless space where you don't care anymore and your feelings are numb. You don't feel anything, you're just numb. That horrible place, that soulless place, purposeless place. You called in the witch. Whether you realize it or not, you called in the witch because you don't actually want to be that person. You don't actually want to be that person void of soul, void of emotions, void of feelings, void of joy, void of beautiful light. Let them teach you. Let them teach you. And if you are the witch, do not forget what you have learned along the way, and let it serve you. Do not digress. Do not get distracted by people who would look at you as the hag, alone in the swamp, worthless, not valuable, broken, because they don't understand you. And they don't want to. They judge you to make themselves feel better. But they don't really feel better, and they're never going to. If someone's going to judge you because you're into spirituality, because you talk to angels, because you write intentions and light candles, because you're fascinated by the stars, if they're going to judge you, don't waste your time. They will find their way and figure it out without you the hard way. In this life, or the next, or the next, or the next, however long it takes them to open up to what you've known all along. Don't get distracted. Keep on keeping on. Protect your inner child. Do not let your own scorpionic energy sacrifice yourself and sabotage yourself, wanting something to call your own. You've got spirit. And spirit's got you. And spirit's got you. Spirit has your back. One of these days you will meet an equally powerful creatrix. And you guys are going to do amazing things. Whether it's someone who you taught up to your level, or someone who found their way on your level and divinely collided with you in a beautiful moment of serendipitous joy. But don't settle for the sleepers. They would only lull you back to sleep. And you've already been there, done that. Haven't you? It's worth the wait. With that, Scorpio, I have faith that this reading will have served you well. And I will continue to be here on TikTok and YouTube both throughout the duration of this cycle, doing readings for you guys. So I hope you guys drop a like and follow, especially on both. And know that I have a lot of love sent your way. All right. Until we next meet, Scorp. Bye.